Bobo versus Henry for day two in LCQ. This is the last chance qualifier tournament. I'm going to use Henry's stream for this to show this film. Wanted to just see what these guys are doing. These are two of my favorite players to study in the Madden community, and so I figured I'd do a film room on it. With the way Madden is, I feel like Madden literally just went through one of the biggest changes right before LCQ with the zero chill deal and then the addition of like 800 new offensive plays. A lot of things have changed in this game in terms of especially offensively. I know that Henry's in a new offense. I think Kobo's in a new offense and they've been all year. And this is the last chance qualifier. Now, coming into this game, I actually just recently did a film room on this where Kobo was essentially in a win and get in game with Big Tay. Tay ends up winning that game, and now Tay is going to Madden Bulls. I believe probably I think it's the 13th seed. But then if you actually look on the MCS rankings, I'm almost positive that Henry and Kobo were basically like 14, 15, or like right there, right on the edge. And so these two obviously are really good friends, and they're obviously competing at the highest level here. Now, this is not to get into the Madden Bowl. This is going to get to day two of the LCQ, which is essentially the final four of the LCQ tournament, the sweatiest tournament of the year. I think one of the best tournaments of the year that doesn't get enough doesn't really get enough notoriety because these guys are fighting for that last chance to get into Madden Bowl. And so, just a big game. So I thought it'd be fun to do a film room on it. If you guys want to catch Henry in the final four. I believe he plays Drini, which I'm going to be tuned into that game. I believe that is happening on January 14th. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll link his Twitch in the description. And big shout out to him for streaming his games. Really appreciate, really like that a lot more comp players are streaming now. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. So real quick, just from a formational perspective, Henry is in a new formation. He is in bunch spread nasty. This is one of the new formations that they added into the game. So that's going to be interesting to watch. He's using RG3 still. And then Kobo is, I believe Kobo is in, so against Big Take, Kobo is in dollar. Against Henry, Kobo is in 146. So kind of interesting. And then, the Blitz here. So primary Blitz threat in 146. There's really two. Technically, there's more, but there's really two. The first one is this crossfire Blitz, right, where you send it like this. The second kind of standard pressure is going to be this kind of disengage that you can get sending four, maybe even sending three. Most of the time off double safety, you're going to get a lot of quarters, cover four. So that's kind of the deal. We'll see what Henry starts out with. A little outside zone run, and good run. He loses three. Henry's never been a great runner, and he would probably tell you that. Anyway, he loses three, but he does get to a hash. Primary purpose of that decision is to get him to a hash. Going to cheat slot cross out of Chiefs playbook. And kind of an interesting combo here. Kind of interesting. I haven't seen this. Solo receiver on a wheel route is just kind of interesting here. And I think we have a little slot cross, a drag, and then kind of a trailing in route. So kind of an old school bunch combo, but it's a short crosser. So that crosser kind of gets into a nice area of the field against cover four. Able to hit it. Kobo tries to switch it. Not able to get it. And he's going to be able to get to first and 10 situation. Now, again, coming into this game, Henry kind of honestly, I think respectfully, like a down year for him. It's been kind of surprising. And, but Henry, one of those guys that obviously just, one of my favorite, probably my favorite player to study of all time. I think the best player of all time, just does a lot of good stuff on both sides of the ball. Kind of a crazy combo right here. And I think this is more of just like a them knowing each other combo right here. If you take a look at what Henry actually does, this is a fade play. I just haven't seen a route combo like this. He has a drag, he has a curl, he has a fade, and he has a streak. So I think essentially what Henry is banking on, because Kobo's in this cover four, right? He knows that. So number one, you got to kind of hit this drag. So the yellow, Kobo's going to have to switch off to the yellow to let him take the drag. So what's really good about this is the main people that you switch onto are these quarters. And so for Kobo to switch onto either quarter means he could give up the streak. So you see here, Kobo switches here, and he bites down on this curl, which Henry was probably going to throw. And Henry's able to just hit the streak, and he's able to get into red zone. Now, honestly, it's not terrible for Kobo because probably the easiest place to stop somebody in this year's game is inside the 10-yard line. That's probably the best place to try to stop people in this game. So that's where, there's a little bit of argument for, getting a little aggressive if it just means potential for turnover and, forcing them to have to score inside the 5. He's gone to this outside zone again out of the Chiefs book. I think he's got 2 carries for -6 yards. And that is a bunch spread nasty outside zone. I think that's probably a similar outside zone to like what you see out of. Okay, this is a nice little play here. Let's take a look at what he's doing. Red zone. Really important to check out their red zone plays because this is where I think it's pretty hard to score. Kobo and 3-4 odd down here. Show blitz alignment. See, a lot of times people like to send everybody here. He is going to send everybody. And Henry's going to get a nice zig, and he's going to go kind of a standard red zone combo. Out, zig route. I'll tell you, it's always interesting watching Henry play because one of the things I always take away from watching these games, watching Henry, watching Kobo, watching anybody that's a top 50 Madden player, I think especially top 25 Madden players, they kind of do to a degree what you expect them to do. Like they do a flat zig route in the red zone. Like that's been the flat zig combo has been meta for a really long time, and Kobo's, and you would think, well, you'd have defense for that. Well, you probably do, but when you're in the flow of a game, I think sometimes, like I don't know. I think sometimes there's a lot of like just brain farts, or I don't know what the word would be, but like where you don't really think about what's happening. You're kind of just playing the game, and I think sometimes that's a mistake. I think that's something that I could do better in my game. Is like you kind of get into the flow of the game, and you don't really like, oh, what's he probably going to call? Right? Flat zig. So, anyway, we'll see how the red zone kind of chess match goes back and forth. But right there, speed out zig route, little dig, and then a backside zig. Kind of a standard combo. Kobo did man it up, but the man coverage was not able to get it done. See a little depth chart deal for defense. Nice. Love to see it. And then also, Henry is in Patriots defense. Seen a couple players switching over to Patriots. I'm not exactly sure why. But he's going to be in 1-4-6 as well. Cover quarters. Notice that when Henry's running this defense, he's going to be containing Kobo in that. Nice. Another big component, like while we're here, let's talk about it. Like every single good comp top tier defense is really centered, fundamentally founded upon the ability to get pressure. And normally the ability to get pressure sending 4, 5, or 6. 4, 5, or 6. Ideally 4. Okay. If it's okay if it's 5. And then 6 has to come in against the block running back. Kind of what you see. And Kobo going to trips, please. Slot corner. Tries to playmaker this drag up. Didn't work. I think this was a cloud. Was this a cloud flat? It looks like cloud flat to me. Yeah, it's a cloud. So I think Kobo thinks that he's on a hard flat. If he playmakers it up, he might have that window. If he waits a little longer, but he wasn't able to. Why? Because of the pressure. Henry able to get a pick 6. That's huge. That's huge. Like literally, the way these games go, that is a massive deal. Like that is a massive turnover for Kobo. And honestly, if you look back on the other film room we did on Kobo against Big Tay, kind of something, it's kind of a pattern, right? It's these almost inexplicable interceptions where, the player doesn't cut fast enough or right or sharp enough. And I think it's a little bit of a byproduct of Kobo's style of offense this year kind of lends to that a little bit. He's audibling around a lot. It's a lot of audible around to a degree. Kind of quick hiking. And I don't know. So there's trips, cover 4, man up the slot. Pretty much everything on the flat's going to be open. I would assume he'd switch stick over there. Yeah, switch stick over there. Nice speed out from Kobo. And I'll tell you, what I always love watching about Henry. Henry's, I think, top 5 offensive player, at least over the his run, and has been consistently every year for the last bit. He's a top 5 offensive mind in the world, especially when it comes to passing. Loves to 5 out. Really good at making quick reads. But I think what obviously makes Henry special and why you watch Henry is to try to learn defense in a game that's very difficult to play defense. You're trying to. I mean, this is, in my opinion, the best defensive Madden player. I still think Problem was up there as a defensive player. I think Problem was a really good defensive player, which is what obviously made him really fun to watch. I don't know if he was top 5, if he was number 2, if he was number 1. I don't know where I would put him all time. Obviously, the people that like Problem and kind of come up in that area, which I didn't, would say he was the best all time. But I do think Henry, in a Madden space now where competitive Madden is fairly established and fairly consistently, like, there's a consistent 20 to 50 players that are just unbelievably, like, really, really good. I think it's interesting that he's been so successful consistently defensively. So, anyway, just want to see what he's doing. Love to see the double. It's interesting in double safety. When you come out in double safety like this, the other thing that's interesting is he's not moving them. Some people, when they use double safety, they'll move those safeties back a little bit to try to prevent the bombs. Henry's not doing that. The other thing is, when you run double safety, I personally think you're pretty much in cover 4. Like, you're going to be adjusting out of a cover 4 shell. It's kind of hard to not. That could have been a pick. That could have easily been a pick. I think Henry, that's probably what he's saying right there. Like, that could have been easily. But he was probably trying to switch stick on the flat to get the drag. But notice that Henry, it could have changed a little bit by him getting the stop early. But I do think Henry right here is. Oh, what that was right there. That's kind of interesting. Love that read. Henry is playing a little bit more bend don't break. He does have a red zone chance here, but if you take a look at what he does on the left side, this is kind of a standard play too. And again, I always think it's interesting because, like, Kobo, this is his red zone play. And I think that's interesting because Henry should know that. Like, you would think Henry would know that. So the cloud here is irrelevant. Like, this combination right here just kills cloud flats. Like, watch. Look at the post. Look at the post, stem down, take this cloud all the way in here. It's a nice play design. If you run like a quarter hard flat and then I don't know exactly how you get there, but I just feel like, putting a cloud up there is just not a great idea because that's kind of the standard. Like this standard trips combo, but really good read. And really good play, and Kobo gets 7, and now Henry's got to keep scoring. Henry, obviously, like I said, I think to a degree there, like him getting the stop early probably led to a little bit more, of how he played defensive drive, pretty much being in cover for the majority of the defensive drive. So it's kind of interesting. A lot of this disengaged blitz, more than I thought we would see. What makes this disengaged blitz really good is it can't be picked up with play action. So a lot of the pickups for Crossfire don't really work for this defensive play. So you see, this is pretty much every play from Kobo. Henry's so you basically have to block your running back to pick it up. Little smash return combo from Henry there. Love to see it. I really want to know why he's in Chiefs because I don't see. I guess you get this fade on the left. Like, I don't know why. I don't know what makes this offense like that good compared to other bunches. Bunch spread nasty seems to be Henry's main formation here. And I think he said on stream he's only been in the offense for a couple days. basically since they added it. A little short. Like, so right there, I love that audible. So that's one thing that's nice about this formation is you have, as you see here, bunch nasty, bunch as strong nasty, bunch X nasty, and bunch spread nasty. So what's nice about this is you can utilize these short corners. And there you see it. Watch this heat. Boom. Pickup didn't work. Boom. Now, it could have been because he was on a block and reach route. It could have just been the position of the running back. But one of the things you're seeing that I love when I watch this, it just reminds me and refreshes you of the importance of having a good blitz. The importance of having a good blitz in your defense is it really cannot be overstated. Little dagger type combo there. He hasn't really gone to these cheap motion plays like I thought he would. I feel like that's why you go here, but I don't know. He is going to go to one right here. Cheap motion, deep out route, crosser, backside drag. Okay, kind of a cool combo. I forgot you could stem that up. That's terrible. I think this is a vibe. So let's take a look. He's getting blitzed here. He's getting blitzed. This also, what's nice about this blitz. So you see how like, okay, so like you block the running back, it picks it up, right? But what's nice about this is a very, like, you can't step up into the pocket and then you can't really roll out of it either. So you're kind of like you're having to kind of stand in this area. So it's uncomfortable, right? It's uncomfortable to play. It's actually just a good switch stick, I think, by Kobo. And then this out route fade, just basically Kobo put his clouds on 30. You might be able to throw that streak, but I don't think so. He might not have even done that. It might have been a quarter, but anyway, he's able to switch stick and get the crosser. So good defense from Kobo. There's Henry cover 4. Let's see again. See how uncomfortable that is? Like, that's a really good pocket by Kobo and a really good scramble. Like, that does not happen a lot. Like, this is definitely I think the best defense. Look at this. Like, the contains. Watch what the contains are going to do. The contains are going to really keep the pocket clean and just make it very uncomfortable. You see right there. Boom. Perfect. Perfect defense. He had the cloud on the left side for the corner around on the tight end side, manned up, and then was able to kind of like handle the left. Here, Henry is going to do this. Is a nice situational play call. So kind of a mix-in blitz. This is just Hot Blitz 3. I believe it's Hot Blitz. Might be DB Fire. But actually, I do think that was DB. I don't know. I think it could have been either one. But right there, just kind of a mix-in pressure. Use the slot corners. Now, should be cover 4, protect sticks defense. Yep, bagged, another interception, 3rd and 24, pick 6. Not the worst thing for Kobo because he doesn't get the ball back, but obviously you never want to throw a pick 6. But he does have time. Kobo's not in a bad spot here. He has time to go down, score before halftime, go on 14-21, and I believe Kobo gets ball at half, so he's not in a terrible spot. Some little man-ups here. See this cross man on the running back? Underrated adjustment because when that running back gets blocked, which he often does, when you man up a running back with a slot corner in this 1-4-6, when the running back blocks, that man up is going to go to the tight end, which is really good for trips tight end sets. So he's doing it against bunch tight end trips. So watch, running back's going to block. Watch see if he does it again here. Not going to do it again here. Nope. Good switch stick. One of the things Henry does well too is he's often manning his user up, switch sticks off of him, and then that man up can kind of do a good job of taking away check down reads. Let's see if he goes to the. See here, watch the man up of the running back because Henry knows he's going to block him. So watch what this does. See how he just goes and guards somebody. So in a way, like Henry's defending the quick throw to the running back, but then he's simultaneously, if the running back blocks, he's getting another defender into coverage that way. So that's kind of an underrated like little thing to do out of this formation as well. Henry does a lot of man up. Like he'll man up one or two people every single time too. There you see another good pressure. This is really good defense. Like he's doing just very slight tweaks to it. Now here, is this a skimbo changeup right here? I bet it is. Yep. Okay, so Skimbo does this. This is something Henry. I don't know if he stole it. I don't know, but just something situationally to do here. So he literally just basically he has this in his audibles, but essentially what he's doing is he's going to man up the whole team, give the same look as everything he's been doing, man up the whole team, have cloud flat, see if he can disguise things enough. He's able to, and Kobo just gets a catch. Honestly, not bad defense. It's a situational. It's kind of just like I talk about pitches in baseball, where you have your fastball. So his fastball defense, his base defense is pretty much his cover four. Hard flat, maybe man up here or there, depending on what you're doing. But basically adjusted to cover four. Slight adjusted. We're talking, a lot of people think these guys make a bajillion adjustments. It was actually a great dot from Kobo. I did want to break this down. This was the throw against Big Tay. So Henry's running a lot of cover four, a lot of cover four, a lot of cover four. Look what Kobo does here. Little curl, and then this looks like a streak, like you think it's a streak, and then it just corner. It's a stemmed up corner, super deep. And look at the quarter. Just hold perfect. And then look at that. That's such a nice, that's just such a nice bomb. And that was what Kobo actually hit against Big Tay at the end of the game. And he didn't get out of bounds. Had he got out of bounds, he would have had a chance for a Hail Mary or like a shot at the end zone, basically. But one of the things I want to say is like, back to the defensive discussion, you have your fastball defense, like your base defense that you could pretty much play against anybody. And a lot of these guys, a lot of times, Henry's not making a million adjustments pre-snap, honestly. I think that's one of the illusions of competitive Madden. When you really, kind of pause it, slow it down, understand it, Henry was only making technically he was making probably 7 adjustments, but realistically, it really was about 1 or 2. It's just, blitzing the guy, user yellow, if you count all that. But I don't really count that because that's just kind of like setting up the basic defense and then adjusting out of it. And the adjustment from the base defense was really only 1 or 2 adjustments that we're seeing him do. So that's kind of his fastball defense. And then kind of, I think, a curveball defense, which is something that's like I call it like jab, 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 right hook. You give the base 3 times, so then you right hook them. A right hook type of defense or a curveball defense. Just something, where we're going to get a little bit more adjusty. You might be cover 2. For some people, it might be, just different things like that. Like just a more aggressive defense. And then the change-up defense, which we saw him to go to that cover 0 blitz on a 4th down, just trying to give him something completely different than what he'd been giving him. And it honestly worked. But anyway, good deal from Henry here. Getting 3 before half. And we're going to go into halftime with Henry up 10. And we'll see what Kobo's able to do here. Again, down 146, double safety walk down. See how he's manning up. And now look, see, this is what I'm talking about. A slight change. So now we're going to do a crossfire. But we're not only doing a cross. What's really interesting to me is he's doing a crossfire from this way. I've seen this a little bit more, and I'm just not 100% sure why. Notice, this is what I was also trying to say. His base defense is this. This is not super adjusted. This is just quarter, which is a basic thing to do, and then shade underneath. So to me, this is it's essentially cover 4. Like it's right. Cover 4, man the running back up. I don't know why you man the running back up here. I think maybe for the pass pro, which it does seem like maybe this is a lab thing. Watch the running back just come all the way over here. This is actually a crazy heat. Look at this. Boom. Not quite able to get it, but close. Kobo able to just bomb him. So this is bunch tight in. I don't know what the bomb is. Is that just street corner? Oh, he switch sticked on the inside corner. That's why. Huh. That didn't work out for him. I don't know why he dove so hard on that route. It's kind of interesting. But anywho, back to Henry on offense. So I don't know why. I don't love this. This is like that new route they put in the game. A little quick dot, I guess. It's not really a new route, but it's like a stop and go route, but it's like horizontal. I don't know. It's like a Saint spot shake type of route. So Henry going to go a little bit more horizontal with his passing, going his underneath quick plays. Get the flat there. I guess that's why you run that wheel route. I guess that's why you run the wheel route, because it gives you the flat off of an initial read, as opposed to a seam streak. And and the purpose of Henry calling it is underneath. So here's that short post route with the fade on the right side, and looks for the corner. Nice swear, and that's why you run that play. This right here could very well be the reason Henry's in Chiefs. So it has this play right here with his fade. So what Henry's going to do, you'll see, is he goes corner route. Oh, actually, back that up here. It's really this right here. So see how it's like a little, it's kind of like a shock H option type of route. It's like a fade from inside. And then you're going to see here the corner. So you have the corner, and then you have this like kind of fade, and then you have a seam streak. So what people do when they see this corner is they think this is a streak. Well, this quarter could play him. But what happens here is, because it's a fade, it's going to more so impact this outside quarter. So as this goes, watch Kobo switch sticks, because he can't switch stick here. He has switch stick here, so he switch sticks here. Boom. And now my fade's wide open. Really nice route combo from Henry. Able to take advantage of us. Able to actually put switch stick in a bad spot. All right, back to double safety for the King. Let's see. Man, he loves to man that up. Now, okay, so an underrated did you see what he just did there? Was he manned up and then he hard flatted. So a little bit of a game of like, you think it's a man coverage, but then I readjusted. Right? It's going, I think this is that crossfire blitz. I don't know why people are running this from right to left, though. Really don't know. A lot of people are running this right to left, and it's a slant to the right. Not really coming in against blocked running back, but third and one, gonna go to it again. A good switch stick. Not able to not able to catch big. I think Kobo was going to a rocket catch right there. Here's cover 4 on the right side. Let's see if it works on the right side. I know it's better on the left. From what I've seen, he does zone out. This is a send 3. It's a send 3 hard flat cloud on the left, vert hook to the right. So basically just underneath cover 4. Did come in. It's a hard flat. Threw right at his face. Didn't matter. That's why I wonder if flat zone KO is better for your slot corners. I don't know. It's just crazy that didn't get played. Now we're going to see cover. So I guess this is still pretty decent on that side. That's good to know. Right there. The play action probably. Yeah, when you leave the play action, sometimes these safeties just get burned, and they did right there. But he gets a chance at a red zone stop. So here we go, trips. You got to be expecting that combination we saw, and it is that combination. Henry adjusted really well to it. I do think that's what makes Henry so good in the game. As throughout the game, as the game goes on, Henry really will adjust to what you're doing. You really can't do this. It's hard to do the same thing twice against Henry, which is the way most people like to play offense. Oh, he had that corner out, just wasn't able to hit it. Again, that's why you have a blitz. Here we go. So here we go again. So he's going to leave this cloud. Watch this. Watch for that wheel. Kobo doesn't go back to it. Why does Kobo not go back to it? Because Henry adjusted to it, gets the pressure, and now we get a field goal. So you kind of see like the back and forth of the game. It's kind of interesting to me. But so far we've seen really a couple handful of plays from him down inside the 10. All right, so Drini, or I keep thinking the username down there is Drini, but it's not. So Henry, looking at really a 7-point advantage. Kind of needs to keep scoring, basically. Kobo's going to change defenses. Goes to double mug here. This is going to be a little bit more pressure. We'll see how many he sends. He's going to send 4 to start. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. So if you ever wonder why Madden players want to get to a hash, this is why right here. So basically, because he's in the middle of the field, the hard flat on this right side, as you see, this is a hard flat. He doesn't have to go. Like if the ball was over here, the hard flat would have to continue to run. But because the ball's in the middle of the field, once the hard flat gets here, he'll like teleport. Like boom, he can just jump the zig. Because technically the hard flat is like here, right? It's basically so like a hard flat, if you think about it, hard flat is from the numbers to the sideline. That's what a hard flat plays right there. Okay. So able to get a pick 6. It's actually a huge play for Kobo. Really bad decision by Henry. Undisciplined decision to a degree, like not getting on the hash mark. But he totally just got whoop. And that's one of the examples of Henry. The way Henry plays offense is so. I don't know if robotics is the right word, but he is so like, kind of dialed in, automatic with his reads, that he's going to make that read every time. Because what he's labbed is when he's on that hash, it's open every time, but in middle field, it's a little bit of a difference. So anyway, just kind of a bad mistake by him. Bunch X nasty. Drive half back under with the short corner on the left side. Henry going streak wheel post. Actually ended up going backside drag there. And Kobo staying in the double mug. I believe he's in the show blitz. Let's see what Kobo's doing here. A lot of blocked running back from Henry. Oh, got him again. Oh, my goodness. And that's an example of the pressure. Kobo doing a lot of send 4. A lot of send 4 contain out of this double mug. Now, what's good about that is the way this game plays. If you send 4 like that and he sends 5 out, a lot of times you can actually get a guy coming free. So that's an underrated aspect of this. Here he's going to send this. Oh, he sent 6 there with the slot corner. And there's just too many holes in the coverage. There's that fade that we were talking about a minute ago. And now that fade's beating cover 2. So that fade has really helped. Henry beat cover 2 and beat cover 4 situationally. All right, so we've got a man up on the slot receiver. Notice, again, Henry man up the running back. This time he actually leaves the man up. That's good defense. Yeah, Kobo keeps going to this trips. Really doesn't have much. Second and 10. Kobo going to stand bunch tight end. Nice playmaker. Master Tactician is such a good ability. The main meta right now is basically on offense, a quarterback with Master Tactician and Gunslinger. Those are the 2 main abilities that matter. Everything else is pretty much like for fun. Nice throw. Kobo cooking out of the bunch tight end. I think Kobo's in Seattle. I want to say. Oh, a little curl. Nice curl route. Tell you what, if you guys want to add a route to your game, it's that like slot curl route, like a really good against cover 4, which most people's base defense is going to be some form of cover 4. Here we're going to get a cross man with a little DB fire look. A lot of cover 4, still cover very. You see all those outside 3. That's why I think it's hot blitz. It's hot blitz 3, but a lot of like cover 4 style coverage from Henry and this defense. I find it really interesting that he's leaving the thirds. He's probably planning to switch to going to them, but I feel like the flats are, I don't know. It's surprising. All right, so he's going back to that trips. This seems to be Kobo's basic red zone offense. Look for that wheel route on the right side. He's not going to go to it here. Gets screamed at. He's actually getting screamed at off the edge with this hot blitz. So that might be something too to add to your game. Is well, I guess he's in 146, so it's probably DBCing two buzz, but kind of those slot corner pressures they're not all the way dead. Defense. That time I think it did go back to the wheel route combination. Henry cold cover for hard flat basically, which is probably the best way to stop it. And then just essentially trying to lurk the post. Let's try it for Kobo. Gonna audible out to this doubles set. Normal Y off, I want to say. And it's just hard to score down here. Able to close the throwing lanes. This is why I think we're seeing a lot more kind of almost passive defense from people. Cover four, cover four, cover four, and then putting you in a position like that where, it's hard to score inside the 5. So anyway, Kobo going to jump in 3-4 odd here. Backed off safeties, backed off corners. Going to be hard for Henry to block this blitz with a blocked running back. So he's going to have to rely on quick reads, quick dotting. It's hard to block 3-4 odd with a blocked running back if they send 6. But right there, he was able to. Looks like a ID of the left linebacker. He's going to send 5 out. Always using, that's an underrated part of this formation. It's a tight end block and release route. So if they blitz, look at that tight end block for just a minute, and then he'll peel out like that. That's actually an underrated piece of this formation is you have a couple plays like that where you have a tight end block, like a tight end blue route, where they block if it's a heavy blitz, or they go right out if it's not. Kind of like a chip, almost. Going back to cheat slot cross. Really likes that slot cross route. Loves this wheel route too. Wheel route probably beats cover 2. Haven't seen that a lot. I have not seen solo side wheel route a lot. That's kind of an interesting thing to take away from this game. Is using formation like this and using a solo side wheel to be a streak and a flat, basically. Going back to that play, scored the touchdown on the cover 4. Gets blitzed. This is a very underrated thing that Henry just did about beating the blitz. So he understands, obviously, Kobo has a pretty significant blitz. So this might even, I don't know if this might be 55 odd, but in general, he understands that, like, if Kobo sends 5, or 6, I probably need to get the ball out, right? The route combo, though, is this. It's a streak, it's a corner, it's a fade. So what Henry does, if you could even almost see him do it, watch this. Watch this off the snap. So he's setting a pass pro. Boom. Okay, Kobo sends 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So as soon as he sees that he sends this guy, like he's looking over here, but he sees this out of peripheral vision. Like he already knows he's got to get to his quick read. So he goes from this was the main concept. This is the hot. So watch how quick, like user goes here. I'm looking here. Oh. And it's such a little thing, and it's only 3 yards. But, like, I think it's a really big piece of beating the blitz is understanding, like, having a plan of, like, where your hot read's going to be. Slant. Oh, nice throw. I think Kobo went with a hard flat here, and Henry highballs a slant. That seems like that seems like a hard flat, and then highball, touchdown. And now this puts Kobo in a tough spot. He's up 2 possessions. There's only 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Kobo needs a score and a stop. Also, if you look at the bottom, see if Kobo has his timeouts or not. He does have his timeouts. See here, cover 4, man up the tight end. That's the bag for bunch tight end. Until they do something like that. And that is Kobo's play, man. I'll tell you. He has hit that twice this game. And it's just It's just basically a curl in a deep, deep corner. Little playmaker. Throw it away. Notice how uncomfortable the Blitz is making him too. It's a big piece of this. Here, a little more man ups. Man up the slot and man up the running back. Running back block, so he's going to guard the tight end. It's like a super underrated adjustment for trips is that running back man up. Because one of the best quick dots in trips is the running back on the flat or the running back on the streak. So. Going to send the slot corner now. Not sure why, but he's going to send him. Don't feel like he needed to. And wow. What in the world? Nice play from Gobo. He's able to get the touchdown. Gonna go for 2 here. Try to make it a 3-point game. Speed option for the win. Didn't get it. Onside kick time. Minute 59. And Henry is going to recover. And so now you're going to see Kobo's best defense really trying to sell out to get a stop. He has 3 timeouts, but Henry can start with a little run, see if he can get it. Does get a pretty good blocking there, better than he's been getting. Not able to fully get it all the way there, but did get pretty good blocking there. Now he's going to pass, go to a short corner, steam streak, over the top, overthrow. Very unfortunate. I feel like you run on. I feel like Henry's just trying to get the first down. I don't know. Good switch stick, just a little too late. Henry converts it, goes down. Notice a lot of drag with a backside, like 15-yard in route. It's a shallow cross concept, one of my favorites. Outside zone, timeout. Minute 40 left. Going to go with a little bubble screen. Good defense from Kobo. Just making sure Kobo's playing disciplined defense. Now going to the slot cross play. 3rd and 10. If Henry gets a first down here, it's over. That's why he's passing. And goes with a delay. Now he's going to do a seam streak with a backside in. It's a kind of more of a dagger type concept. Actually going to use a wheel now. Scrambles with RG3. Super smart. So you just got a bag. You don't want to throw it away. So you want to try to just make sure that you're staying in bounds so that you can take more clock. He is going to take 3. And Kobo is going to get the ball back with 30 seconds. No timeouts. And has to score a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So very unlikely that Kobo is going to be able to do that. And now we're seeing crossfire from left to right. Haven't seen that most of this game. Good little quick dot from Kobo. That quick out route. Good trips. Almost a D-line pick. 3rd, 4. Henry's now kind of sending a little more pressure. What Henry's basically trying to do, that's like a crazy playmaker right there. Henry's basically trying to do is make sure that Kobo doesn't have time to hit the deeper routes. Kobo does throw in the middle of the field though, and so now he has to take a spike. And so now last play of the game, Kobo goes short side quads formation with a crazy RPO, runs the ball, it doesn't work, and Henry does move on. So that is Henry versus Kobo. Wanted to do just a little breakdown on this game. I thought it was one of the better games of the day yesterday. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. If you guys want to check out Henry on his stream, I'll put a link to his Twitch in the description. But he is going to be playing Drini tomorrow. And then hopefully winning that game and getting into the finals. And potentially making an appearance in Madden Bowl by being the LCQ winner. So we'll see if he's able to get it done. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you in the next one.